Well, Eric, what's our last topic, man?
Okay. Switch 2 is shit.
Did you say switch to a shit?
Whoa!
Yeah.
Whoa!
Breaking news.
Whoa!
Breaking news.
Whoa.
Switch 2 owners are shifting more towards digital purchases quicker than Switch owners did. We'll get the thing shared up here. Share screen. Yeah. All right.
Of note, this was a conversation, I believe, with Spawnwave with Matt Piscatella.
Okay.
You can just keep scrolling down.
Huh?
Keep scrolling down. The quotes are right there.
Yeah, just the one quote there.
Well, yeah.
So Circana's Matt Piscatella had this quote here. Nintendo is the last remaining of the physical forward publishers, and even they are starting to make that flip, at least in the US. Other parts of the world may be different. Nintendo still maintains a physical focus and retailer focus as where the other manufacturers have kind of effectively or nearly effectively moved on to a greater degree. There is a dedicated buyer that loves physical, but like you said, it's that mix is continuing to shift. And with the most recent Switch model, we are seeing that the shift happening a little bit faster, even on Nintendo. So, what are you guys' thoughts with Nintendo people actually switching more towards digital games now faster than what they were with the Switch?
Inevitable.
I mean, yeah, fair enough.
Not just game key cards and all that. Obviously, that probably helps accelerate things a little bit with the third party stuff. But the reasons, and like HMK was just on earlier, and he was like complaining, because like he doesn't want to be viewed as a guy that doesn't like physical games, but reality is he buys a lot of digital games, and he's like going to buy Age of Imprisonment digitally. And a lot of that has to do with him trying to like not have this perception that he's this huge digital supporter, but he said it himself, it's just convenience, not having to carry cartridges around, not having to, worry about things. The only thing you have to worry about is, do I have the game installed or not? Because of the storage that is pretty expensive. But it's quite interesting because I feel like we're in this world where Nintendo is just trying to navigate how other companies have kind of progressed towards the digital age. Be it, doing streaming services, right? Both PlayStation and Xbox offer streaming services. You don't even have to buy their consoles. You can just subscribe to the streaming services and play the games. Or be it just users at home deciding for themselves that physical is just a little too cumbersome. And I can tell you right now, in my life, especially with the handheld systems that usually have the smaller cartridges, just like Switch and Switch 2 do, I've lost games. Like physically lost them in travel and other things. Whether people might have been screwing with my shit, whether it's my kids, whether a dog ate one or some shit. So, and I know I'm not the only one. Kids especially are losing shit all the time. You can't lose a digital copy because it's attached to your account. You have your Switch stolen, you can still log into your account and get your games back. So a lot of people just do this convenience thing because everything else in their life is also digital. Your phones, the way we consume TV is now streaming instead of, some people like me still a little old school and have DirecTV, but for the most part, a lot of people have moved on streaming services. The way that you consume all your apps on your phone, everything is about digital, and yet we have this carryover of physical. And I'm glad it exists, and I don't think it's going away. Like I think the next PlayStation will have a way to play physical games. The next Xbox, maybe not so much, but maybe they'll sell an accessory that lets you do it too. But I just feel like we are hitting this stage of this is going to happen regardless, basically. Like It's more profitable for the company selling games. It's more convenient for most consumers. And people that are like old heads that, hey, physical is the way, I'm going to be done playing video games once physical dies. Yeah, we're the old heads. We're the generation that's slowly not starting to matter as much to these companies. We're not the up and coming that's going to be making them money 30 years from now. You know, they think way ahead on this stuff. They want to have all the profits and all the money. Best way to do that is to be digital. Best way to do that is to condition everyone that digital is the way by every other device in your life, normalizing it. So it's not surprising. Even then, it's still a lower percentage than the other consoles. But the other consoles also release digital only platforms. So.
Yeah.
Like I'll just say this. Like a lot of people get mad at Nintendo over game key cards. I just want to bring up this point. I find this to be just a stupidly ironic point. When people get mad at Nintendo over game key cards and they're screaming them and screaming about this is an option, this isn't true physical, you know, fuck Nintendo. Why aren't you saying fuck Sony and Xbox for releasing digital only consoles? That's pushing digital only way more than fucking game key cards are. Like significantly more. That is a bigger pusher to all digital than game key.
The PlayStation Pro didn't even have a disc drive. Like there was no model with a disc drive. You buy it's an add-on.
Yeah. Now what is it? $750 and like $100 for the add-on. So now it's $850. Yeah, people are gonna say fuck that $100 and just stay digital. You know? I don't know. That's the way I've always kind of felt on it. And you know, we've had Stash talk on this stuff before because he's obviously a huge physical guy, has lots of physical games. You see it all around him. He's surrounded by a lifetime of physical collecting. But he's talked about it before, man. Digital, okay, well, I'm here for the games. In the end, it's about the games. It's not about the format. The format is a convenience one way or another. You can talk about ownership, how they could rip servers down, all that stuff. And I've always kind of find it funny when people talk about, you know, game preservation. Oh, they could take my games away from me. Okay, well, by the time those games are taken away from me, let's say Nintendo shuts down Nintendo Switch servers or even the Wii download servers, because if you didn't know, you can still download your digital Wii games. Let's say they shut that shit down in 20 years, 30 years. And not only am I at the point that I'm so old that I probably don't give a fuck anyways, so I'm just be happy if I still remember the game. Setting that aside, all these games will be available online readily, easily able to play for free, just like all the NES and SNES games are. Like whether or not it's legal doesn't matter. It's going to be readily available, easily emulated. That access is going to be there. It's kind of a bullshit excuse. So this is modern gaming. Things are getting preserved way more in modern gaming than they were back in the day. I'm not worried about it. That's what I'm saying. Like it's life. And yeah, it is really convenient at times to be on an airplane with turbulence and not have to be fumbling with cartridges to switch between games. Like there's just conveniences to it. Yeah, there's pitfalls. There's positives and negatives to everything, but I'm fine with it. It doesn't really bother me that much. And that's why I have some physical games. I have some digital. I don't even know game to game what I'm going to do. It's more so what's convenient in the moment. If I'm at a store one day when a game comes out and I'm like, oh, cool. Yeah, I'll just pick it up. I'm here. If I'm at home and I got shit going on and the game drops and I don't want to play it later, well, I'm going to fucking download it and have it installing while I'm working so I can play it when I'm done. It's all just about convenience. I like both formats.
Yeah, this is a tough one for me. I've been a lifelong physical collector, and it's been very difficult for me to transition to the digital age with video games. When there's a release and I have the option, I always go physical. I haven't bought any key cards. But what I have done is bought Switch 1 versions of games and then done the charge to upgrade to the Switch 2 version. That being said, I envy everyone who's just made the jump, the full plunge. for multiple reasons. Obviously, the reason that Prime mentioned, convenience. It is a lot more simple. It is a lot more convenient. There is less likelihood of losing something or having to worry about what you brought, what you didn't brought when you're traveling. Having your whole library in one place at all times with your system is a amazing convenience. All you have to worry about is storage. That's literally all you have to worry about. The other reason and the bigger reason why I envy people who have jumped to the full digital age, and this is something that I've brought up multiple times on the podcast, and it's something that I've been thinking about for a long time, is, guys, if you've made the jump to digital, to full digital, you're smarter. You're smarter than physical collectors. Not to knock physical collectors, I'm one myself. You're smarter because eventually physical collectors are going to be left behind. Eventually, there will be a console that does not have a physical card drive or physical disk drive in it and does not offer an attachment. That is an eventual inevitability. Could be next gen, could be the gen after. We don't know. I'm sure it's going to happen sooner with Sony and Microsoft, considering they already push mostly consoles without disk drives. So I would not be surprised to hear that Sony's next console does not have a disk drive, or it's the last time that you could buy the add-on. So what does that mean for physical collectors? Well, it means that if you didn't convert to digital and they make that hard shift to digital only, everything that you've bought, you don't have a backwards system anymore. You cannot play any of the games that you bought physically on any new hardware going forward, period. Going digital ensures that permanent, obviously there's exceptions to that. There's worries about, servers shutting down and companies going out of business and the complications of, like, do you actually own the stuff? But the main point here is that eventually you're going to be left behind. And I do worry about that. I do wonder, what's Nintendo's next console going to be? Will it use cartridges? Will they go back to discs? Is it going to be digital only? Are they going to do the mini discs like GameCube did? Who knows? It's Nintendo. They're madmen and women over there. But yeah, so I've been trying to train myself, and so my thing has been this gen. I buy all first party stuff physical. That's what I've been doing. I've bought Mario Kart World physical, Donkey Kong Bonanza. I'm buying Hyrule Warriors, even though technically that's not first party. It's still Zelda. So, and then games like Yakuza, series that I love. It's third party. They do the game key card. I'm like, you know what? I don't need a key card. I have a physical of this on PlayStation 4. I'm going to do the digital. So I've been doing like third party digital, with the exception, I don't know why this specific exception, HD 2D RPGs, I want physical. So I have the Switch 1 plus the enhancements of Dragon Quest 3, which I started playing. I'll be doing the same thing with Dragon Quest 1 and 2. I want physical of these beautiful, timeless HD 2D JRPGs. Anything that's a special JRPG. I bought physical for Trails in the Sky Chapter 1. I really wanted physical for that.
Yeah.
So there is some exceptions, but I hope to get myself eventually to just be full digital to make the plunge. I have a beautiful collection of games across all platforms, mostly Nintendo and Sony and Sega. You can't see it's on this wall. I'm really happy with what I have. And so this room is packed with nostalgia and special memories, memories of my childhood, memories with friends, memories that I've made on this podcast, games that have released since I've joined Nintenbyte. I've got a lot of really special things that I don't plan on selling. A lot of people collect for profit. I hope to leave this stuff to my kids, and I hope they never sell it.
Yeah.
But this is gaming history. It's a subject I'm very passionate about. So it's hard. It's hard to let go, but I do feel like it's getting closer and closer for the game bird to embrace the future and spread his digital wings and fly. At least Nintendo's not selling NFTs,
Yeah.
Be thankful for that.
Yeah,
So,
don't give them ideas.
That's my 2 cents. And then last point, unrelated to my personal feelings, guys, it just makes sense. Not even the fact that that's just the trend, but guys, this is a hybrid console. For if there's one system of the big 3 that makes sense to push digital, it's Switch and Switch 2, the hybrid console, the one that you take everywhere, the one that doesn't just sit at home all day, every day with all your games right next to it. So I don't know. It's you should be thankful that they've held on as long as they have, considering the format of their console. The smartest thing they could have done was just release a digital only handheld. But
Okay. Stash.
Yeah. Been saying it a lot. I'm ready. When the day comes, I'm ready. If it was today, I'm ready. Similar to the sentiment Gamebird shared, I have a massive collection. I'm very happy with it. They're full of memories. You guys can't see above the Switch games, but above it is all, my NES games, Super Nintendo, N64. And yeah, I got games that aren't on the shelf that are in boxes. I'm good. Yeah, I'm totally good. Obviously there's positive things about having digital as well. There's pros and cons to everything in life. I think the biggest pro for digital for me is just getting the game early.
Yeah, the big one.
Not having to go to Best Buy and saying, hey, where's my pre-order? Oh, are you sure you went pre-ordered at this location? No, I forgot where I am.
Or
I don't even know how I drove here.
Have it shipped to your house and then arrive late or be delayed. That sucks too.
Mm-hmm.
I know some people got lucky and got age of imprisonment early today, and that's great. But you know who didn't have to worry about that? Anyone who bought it digitally. They've been playing it for a couple hours now.
Yeah.
In the US.
So, that's a pro to me. I think that's the biggest pro. I don't care about carrying a ton of games with me because if I'm taking my Switch 2 with me somewhere, I know what I'm playing generally.
yeah.
And we'll see how much time I even have to play that kind of thing because I'm traveling. I'm going somewhere where I'm expected to present myself, in person and talk with people.
And not
And
just bury
conversate. Yeah, like I'm present here. So when I'm traveling and play, it's literally on the plane and before you board the plane and on the plane ride home where I can, get in some hours on a review that I'm working on. So like when I do it, it's like it's very targeted. As in like, hey, I'm working on this game for review. If I'm working on a game for review, I'm not playing anything else. Right? Because it's like starting a job and then stopping and then starting a different job each time you put a different game in. It's like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do one job, finish it, move on to the next. So for me, that doesn't really matter. I know it does for some people. I know some people that find it very hard to change cartridges. Like to pull one cartridge out and put another one in. I know that's a major inconvenience for people in 2025. I find it
I will say one thing. I will say one thing. People that have dexterity issues with the Switch OLED because they got rid of the little notch to open the flap, that thing fucking sucks though. Like it's really bad. It's not a problem on Switch 2, but I'm like, I can't believe that even made it out to the customers. Nobody noticed that like anyone that's got like bad arthritis might not be able to open the flap.
Yeah.
Good.
That's a good point. Yeah, so look, this has been a long time coming. We've talked about it several times before on the podcast. I've talked about it on my channel. Long time coming. I think we're fortunate to still have physical right now. How much longer Nintendo does it, it's up to them. I do personally see it being a huge benefit for Nintendo to, at some point, being the only console manufacturer that has a retail presence outside of a console, right? Xbox has no retail presence anymore. It's being taken out everywhere. I talked about it being taken out at my local Best Buy last year. Everyone's like, oh, no. They're probably just reorganizing. I'm like, no, I talked to him. He's the Xbox rep. It's gone. That was a year ago. And now here we are, and Costco's getting rid of it and everyone else, right? But it's Sony and Nintendo right now. So one guy is out the door. Now it's just down to two that parents are going to be looking at. And when you look at Nintendo and how Nintendo gets into the hands of people, right? It's a highly giftable product, right? How many people have gotten Nintendo for a birthday, Christmas, video games, you name it, for holidays? And so Nintendo being at the store is super important. Now, look, they can do things like put the little like gift cards. Like Best Buy is
Mhm.
doing that now. It's like the
Yeah.
little digital card of
Yeah.
Mario Kart.
PC games have done that for a long time. So,
Yeah. So they could do that, right? But again, there's something to be said for the physical media aspect. And, Nintendo's got to know that the people who grew up with it, I'm 40. Nintendo came out 40 years ago. I think we still got a long time we're going to be playing games. And they know we grew up with physical games. And that if we have kids, we probably tell our kids to buy physical. Like they know their market. And I understand, of course, with the numbers that, yeah, people are buying more digital now so far on the Switch too. And yeah, there are some factors. I'm sure the key card hate campaigns that are online, they play a small role, honestly. Because this always happens. It's just like the drop the price, folks. It only has so much impact, when you're living in an echo chamber. But the people that are going to the store, they don't know the difference. They're not going to read that text through the glass cage. They're going to grab the game and take it to the register. And that's that. So Nintendo has a unique opportunity because if PlayStation gets out with the PS6, you could be the lone wolf, right? You could be the last of the Mohicans at retail. Dude, that would be badass. Like, if I'm Nintendo, I'm like, if we outlast all of them, like we get this whole retail space to ourselves. And
Yeah,
then if we're the
that's a-
last ones, they might want to make our section bigger now. And we don't even have to negotiate anything. They're asking
It's a-
us. We're not asking them.
Yeah, that's a wild thought, thinking about walking into a Best Buy, a Target, a Walmart, or a GameStop in the entire imagine going into a GameStop and it's just Nintendo.
Yes.
Right.
Kurt. Yeah, that's the thing, man. You go to GameStop, yeah, just Nintendo, Best Buy, Target, Walmart, Sam's Club, Costco, you name it. That's a big deal. That's a big deal to be the only option. So I think Nintendo is probably taking a hard look at that as well. I really do.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things at play. But for me personally, whatever way it goes, I am good. I'm good. I am happy. I am satisfied with the collection. I'm more than
Do you-
satisfied.
Do you ever look at your collection and feel a sense of pride, Thunder?
Um,
Or maybe
I
pride's not the word.
Yeah, I would say I look at it. It's obviously very nostalgic, all of it, especially like the Nintendo games up above, because I've had those. I've been collecting them since I was a kid, and I started like working at a very young age to start buying video games. Right? Again, I didn't go complain to my parents that games are too expensive. I figured out how to start working before you could at a legal age, so I could make money to buy the games that were expensive that my parents would not buy. Let that be motivation to any of the listeners. Start a lawn mowing business.
Yeah.
Do yard work. Do something, man. There's ways to make money. There is.
Yeah.
Yep. Make it happen.
Hell yeah. Yeah. I love my collection. It gives me a sense of joy and nostalgia. My collection may not be as big as Thunder Stash's or as small as Nintendo Prime's, but it's just the right size for both Eric Moore and my wife. So I'm content.
Yeah.
Well played.
I'm not stuck in the past or anything, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
do I love newspapers?
How big's
Yeah.
your Switch 2 physical collection, buddy?
Mine?
No, I'm talking about Game Birds.
Oh.
More than me.
I don't know. Maybe you have more Switch 2 than me. Mine's I don't know. I'd have to count. I could give you an official count next week.
What's the estimate?
Jesus.
Switch 2's been a lot more digital.
You don't literally count to make an estimate.
Let me see how many. I need to count how many fit on a thing.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Eric, Eric, what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, to me, it's a wash. I buy some digital, I buy some physical. It's kind of willy-nilly on which ones I buy where and when. So to me, I get people that it does matter to, but to me, it really doesn't matter. And I'm not really surprised that Switch 2 owners are going more towards digital at a faster pace than the Switch 1, because a lot of times nowadays there are games that you can only get digitally. So obviously that's going to force more towards adapting to digital. So
That's a big factor too, is that there's so many games that are digital only and they're never going to get a physical release. So by default, it's going to adopt digital faster because there's no other option. And I'd always like to know how they skew those numbers, because if there's more digital games now than physical, then that number is going to change by default. Like, what can you do?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Gamebird, what's your estimate?
My estimate is like 90 to 100.
Switch 2 games.
Oh, Switch 2 games. Sorry, I counted Switch. Switch 2 games. No, Switch 2 games. Like I said, I've only bought the first party stuff.
All right, well then I'm kicking your ass.
So you're kicking my ass there. Yeah.
I have some pride back here.
His overall
collection. Insulting me.
His overall collection.
No. I had to get a little somewhere.
When I heard about your Switch 2 collection, I thought that's massive.
Something's got to be.